Okay people, this is himself and welcome to another Armor King Tekken 7 guide. In this video we're going to look at setups and Okie for Armor King's chain throws, and in some situations you're going to see a burning knuckle combo, so stick around for that. So the command for chain throws is crouch dash 1+4 or 2+3. The 1+4 gives you a 1 break and the 2+3 gives you a 2 break. But regardless of which one you do, the animation for both of these is exactly the same, so they have to guess which one you're doing. Now the best setup is probably 1-2-1. On normal hit, the last punch is only +5, but on count hit, it's +31 guard frames. What that means is they can't interrupt or sidestep. The only thing they can do is duck, so this is a great opportunity for us. Now you might think that landing that count hit is difficult, but it's not, because it can be delayed. And what you can also do is stuff like 1-2 into heel drop. This puts you up +4, but it is slow, so they can interrupt you. But what you can also do is finish that string with the 1 and get those plus frames. Now with the throws being duckable, we need a mid, and the most obvious option is CD4. This comes out in 18 frames and it's safe on block, but on hit you get a knockdown and you get all 3 stomps as well. You can also go for ground throws, but the thing is you don't have a 50-50 here. The reason for this is that the 2 throw gives you the pull up, but since it's from facing, nothing is guaranteed. The 1 throw on the other hand goes straight into seesaw flip, and this does 30 damage, so that's the one I'd go for. I'm also working on a tech trap from here, but I'm going to show that in a separate video, so if you want to see that when it comes out, make sure you subscribe. Another setup you might want to try is after wave dashing. Now this helps you get close to the opponent, and you can also do all your FF moves. The best one in my opinion is FF4. This does 30 damage and it's -14 on block, but because of the pushback, some characters might not be able to punish it. It's also his wall bounce move, which is a bonus. Another option is cancelling into while standing 4. This doesn't do as much damage, but it's way faster and it's only -6 on block. Last thing I want to mention is that you might want to use Hades drop. This is a 1+2 break, and that means you get an extra throw mix up. The way to do it is to crouch dash, neutral, forward, and then quarter circle back 1+2. Now this doesn't look as smooth as the chain throws, and people might notice the difference, but it's still worth doing, especially if your chain throws are being broken. Now in the future, I will be doing a video on this move in more detail. It's going to cover Okie, and it's also going to include a burning knuckle combo. So if you want to see it when it comes out, make sure you subscribe. But enough about setups, let's talk about Okie. The first ender we have is funeral suplex, and this doesn't have any. Armor King throws them far away and he takes an age to recover, so really there's nothing you can do. And on top of that, there's no floor break or wall splat either, so personally I'd stay away from this one. Next ender is human necktie. Here they land much closer to you and you have a 50-50. The first option is DF4. This is mid kick, low kick, standards and back rollers. The damage isn't great, but it's better than nothing. The other option is D3. This is both side rolls, people staying grounded, and it also beats out wake up kicks. But it can be blocked by standards and back rollers, and if that happens then you're at -12. But most people will only get while standing 4, which is not that bad. Now if you get a hard read on standards, you can use shoulder. This gets you way more damage than DF4 and it still beats out wake up kicks. But back rollers can block it, and if that happens then it's heavily punishable. Against wake up kicks, you can also use back +2-1-2. This is a count hits combo, so the last hit will launch. It's also safe against standards and back rollers, but it doesn't jail, so the last hit can be ducked. The last option here is ground throws, and the results are different for side rollers and idlers. With side rollers, only the 1 throw is useful, because the 2 throw is a front facing pull up and you don't get any guaranteed damage. The 1 throw on the other hand is the lariat, and that gets you 40, which is way better. Against people who stay down, you'll get the mount, and this is the same for all the enders. Regardless of the input, the initial throw does no damage, but what you can do is manually input punches, and that gives you 30 damage. The next ender is triple trouble, and you have a 50-50 here as well. The first option is F+2-1. This is both wake up kicks, standards and back rollers. The second option is alley kick. This hits side rollers, back rollers and people staying grounded. It also beats out wake up kicks, but it can be blocked by standers, and if that happens then you're at minus 16. But what you can also do is use hop kick. This will whiff against back rollers, but it launches wake up kicks and standers, and with standers it's actually back turned, so you can get a burning knuckle combo here. You do have to hold forward after the tailspin and there is some timing involved, but it does work. Against side rollers you can use ground throws again, but unlike with necktie you actually get a 50-50 here. The 2 throw will pick them up and is back turned, so F+2-1 is guaranteed. The 1 throw on the other hand is the ankle lock, and I've already done a video covering its own Okie, so if you want to check it out there's a card in the corner and a link in the description. I also want to mention that King has a very similar chain throw ender and I've covered its Okie as well, so if you're a King player and you want to see that, then there's also a card in the corner and also a link in the description. Moving on, the next ender is the choke, and here D3 is guaranteed. It doesn't matter if they stand up or back roll or whatever, this will hit, and that means your total damage is actually 69. But if we get a hard read we can do even more damage. One option is 1+2-2. This is both get up kicks, standers and back rollers. It also guarantees all 3 stomps, and for more damage you can also do the ground throw. Another option is hop kick, and as with triple trouble this whiffs against back rollers, but it still launches wake up kicks and standers, and with standers it's back turned again, so as before you get a burning knuckle combo. Against side rollers you can use ground throws again, and since the pull up is back turned you get that 50-50 mix up. Now before I move on to the last ender, I want to mention that I've already done a video showing easy inputs for all of these throws, so if you're having trouble with any of them, do check that out. There's a card in the corner and a link in the description. So the last ender is 3 count pound, and in my opinion this is the best one. Just like with the choke, D3 is guaranteed, and that takes your total damage to 72. But what you can also do is hop kick. This launches wake up kicks and standers, but it also launches back rollers. With the other enders it will whiff, but here they get caught, and that means that no matter how they stand up they can take some serious damage. Because of that they're more likely to stay down or side roll, but we still get our 50-50 mix up. So putting all that together, I seriously think that Armor King's chain throws are underrated. The damage is not as good as King's, but the Okie makes up for it, especially 3 count pound. The only complaint I have is with the ground throw mount. This move has a particular weakness and I think it should be buffed, but I'll probably explain that in another video, so if you want to see it, make sure you subscribe. I also want to mention that doing these chain throws after Rage Drive might be worth the gamble. They can break it after Cobra Clutch, but the damage you get if you get to the end is more than Tombstone, and Tombstone itself doesn't have that good Okie, which is definitely something to consider. As always, I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, then give me a thumbs up. If you think I missed something out or got something wrong, then say so in the comments. There's more Armor King videos coming, so keep your eyes peeled for that, and I'll see you guys in the future.